Hey guys, it's Halo553. Welcome back to another Beyblade X unboxing. Today we're going to be checking out the latest release from Takara and Corocoro magazine, that being Samurai Steel. So first have a look at the packaging. It's the BX00 packaging. Well, it's one of the BX00 packagings, so it's just the brown cardboard box. Just tells you what it is. 570 GF, some other stuff. On the back, just typical Japanese warnings. Beyblade X. Yep, Samurai Steel. 570 GF. I've actually never looked at the bottoms before. I don't know why. Let's get into this. So this was only available if you purchase one of the Corocoro magazines as a little mailway ticket. So if you buy that, mail that off, they send you this bag, then there's a little invoice to pay at a convenience store. Ooh, this looks really cool. Let's look at this closed up. So let's get into this. Here's the blade. There's the ratchet. And there's the bit. Alright, I'll get them all laid on the table, and we'll go over them in more detail. Alright, so here is Samurai Steel out of the packaging. Now, if you are very familiar with the releases from Hasbro, we've had this blade for quite a while in the form of Steel Samurai from Wave 1 of Hasbro. Now, this is the first release of this blade in Japan, and it's released in a similar way to Croc Crunch. So you buy the certain Corocoro magazine, you take the, I think it's like a purchase ticket, mail it off, and then they mail the blade to you. Well, the Beyblade to you, which is pretty cool. So let's have a look at the blade itself. Love how this looks. Now, this is done in a very nice white metal coat. The same metal coat that was used with the Drawn Base and the Asia Championship deck set. So it looks really nice. So if I bring in the original, I guess you could say original, Steel Samurai from Hasbro. So you can see that it is the same blade, only difference is colors and plus metal coat, not metal coat. Still, both look really nice. Underneath, love the green plastic they used. I think it looks really good. But still, pretty good overall. This is a balance type blade, so it is going to be having similar performance to Siphon Senior, because this is a remold of that, I'm pretty sure. But still, really nice blade overall. So definitely cannot complain about it. It's it is my favorite Hasbro exclusive blade that they've done so far. But so it's nice to get another version of it. Now for the other parts. So for the ratchet, we have 570. Not a new part, but we have some new colors for it, which looks pretty nice. It can be a nice ratchet to use over 560, but 580's worse than this as well. But it can be decent when used in a certain way. Finally, for the bit, we have gear flat. Not a new part, but done in some really nice colors. Yeah, I really like that. So with this combination, it makes Samurai Steel an attack type, which I think is pretty appropriate, considering that this is supposed to invoke some characteristics to to Samurai Saber. But still, I think it still looks really nice in this colorway. Alright, let's get some weights in for these parts. So the gear flat, this weighs 2.30 grams. The 570 ratchet, this weighs 6.70 grams. And finally, the blade, this weighs 32.37. If I bring in my original, this actually weighed quite a bit lighter. Yeah, 31.64. But yeah, it is on the lighter side when it comes to blades, but it can be useful in certain situations, mainly in the Hasbro format, but at least it's not under 30 grams, I'll say that. But let's get the full combination together. There we go. And the full weight weighs 41.34 grams. So, not too bad. So, let's give this a few test spins. So that is it for my look at Samurai Steel. I will say, this is a really awesome Corocoro magazine release here. Also great to see that another one of the Hasbro releases has finally made it over to the Japanese market. Now is this like a very competitive blade and I would say most desired? Probably not. I mean, the Samurai Steel blade, it can be decent, but definitely not as good compared to the original version, which was Siphon Incendio. I'm pretty sure that's what this is a remodel of. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I will say it's still one of my favorite Hasbro exclusives, so to get another version of it with a metal card is actually pretty dope. Now, parts-wise, I mean, 570, I mean, it can be decent, and gear slot, again, is kind of decent, but still not the best. But, I mean, it definitely differs enough from the original combo, which was 470 or 480. Yeah, 480 taper. But still, now if you are going to be after this blade, should you go for the Corocoro release or the Hasbro release? Well, if you are just after the blade in general, you're probably best off trying to track down the original, considering that it would be a bit cheaper to get. But I would say for looks, I think the Corocoro one is pretty good. Now, do keep in mind, with this only being available through Corocoro magazine, if you're buying this from outside of Japan, you're probably going to be paying quite a bit more. Probably closer to, I think like $30 US at most, I think. Because I paid about 40 Australian for mine. But then again, keep in mind, prices do vary considering you're going to be going through third-party options for this. But can I recommend it? Like, yeah, I can definitely recommend it if you are liking the looks of this. But if you are just after the blade, probably just best to go after the Hasbro version and getting it for like $5 US. But even still, I do highly recommend getting this if you can for an affordable price. But that's going to be doing it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more Beyblade X videos in the future. And until then, I'll see you all in the next video.